This is the area that is most critical because it's not how well you putt, it's where you putt from. At 3 feet, we can make 97 to 100% of all our putts at 3 feet. But if we move back just 1 foot to 4 feet, that percentage drops down to below 90. And if we move back another 12 inches to 5 feet, that percentage drops down to 75%. And at 6 feet, it falls to 55%. We have an exponential fall off. We need to get every putt and every chip inside this circle. If we can do that, we will make a lot more putts and chips just because of pure physics. If we can get 100 chips or putts inside this circle, we might make 5 or 10 without even trying to get it in the hole just because of the space that the hole occupies. But if we are getting every putt and chip inside a 6-foot circle, we'll be lucky to make 1. This is our goal, to get every putt and every chip inside this 3-foot circle. This is the foundation of our entire short game, this 3-foot drill. From 50 yards, lag putting, every shot that we hit is trying to get inside this 3-foot circle. If that's our goal, we need to become infallible from 3 feet. So I do this 3-foot drill where I make 100 3-footers in a row. I do it 3 or 4 times a week while I'm competing especially. Now that's not necessarily the proper routine for everybody. Maybe it's to just get around the circle once if you're a high handicapper. But this is the foundation, and there's a few tricks to it I'd like to share with you. Now to make these 3-footers, the trick that Jackie Burt taught me is 25-75. We want to go back 25% through 75%. And that really helped me because when I was going so long, my face was moving. My face angle would move as I would ease into the ball. I want to hit this ball aggressively, but still have it die into the hole. Now, we have a tendency when we go short back to get a little handsy. We have to keep our grip pressure light to combat that. So I keep my grip pressure light. I go back 25 and go through 75. That's the basis for the technique. But as I'm doing this drill, I'm letting the number get in my head and I'm creating a rhythm with it. 1. I try to keep the steps the same. 2. 25-75. 3. 4. 5. After 5, I take the balls out of the hole because the hole starts to fill up. I try not to step in the line because that can make a big difference too. Your goal may not be to make 100 in a row, but it might be 10, to get 10 in a row. It might be 50 depending on your skill level. But this is the foundation of our short game. Getting back in the rhythm, 6. Moving over, stepping the same way, 7. I also see how the breaks are starting to go from a hook break to a slice break. 8. 9. And 10. By getting this rhythm down, when I'm on the golf course and I have a pressure putt, I will step to the side and create the same rhythm that this drill, this foundation has given me. The numbers might change. 56. 57. 58. I'll even step over here to a blank ball just to keep that rhythm in my head. When I won the 2005 PGA at Baltusrol, I came to the last hole and I hit a chip shot 3 feet.
This is where years of playing these things pays off right here.
It's a good one. It's a great one.
And my arms went up because it was inside this circle. I knew I was going to make it. And as I was putting, I went to the side before the putt. 87. Stepped in, 88. That's all that was in my head was those numbers.
He's the champion.
6-foot drill. My goal is to get around this circle 1 time. Still thinking 25-75, the same technique as the 3-foot drill. Again, that's my foundation. I try to start at a straight putt. I'm able to see the difference in a hook putt, in a slice putt, and it helps me read the greens out on the course. It's not the easiest to pick up the read. In fact, this you can really see how much it breaks. So I'm playing that 6 inches outside the edge on these 6-foot putts. I'm watching, trying to learn the read, because I know when I get out on the course, that's going to be critical. There we go. The numbers aren't going to lie. We're down to about 55, 60% from 6 feet, and that's about what I'm making. In fact, it'd be nice if I could even do a little better. So I'm following the read. I'm not getting discouraged because I know that I'm going to spend a little more time on this and improve it before I go play. We're 70%. Perfect. That's right on the numbers. Our goal is to get these putts inside 3 feet. It's the 40, 50, 60 drill where I have to hit 3 putts from each location, all inside that 3-foot circle, and then finish with a 10th ball from 50 feet. When I first was given this, I said nobody has ever done this. I won the 2006 Masters 2 months after getting this drill from Dave. Technically what we're doing. How far back do we swing? And the second is how much effort do we use going forward? We need to take one of those variables out and make it a constant. We have to keep the amount of energy that we use going forward the same, and that is as much as we can, without increasing grip pressure, obviously. On this 50-foot putt, I'm going to try to go through as hard as I can, and I'll vary only the backstroke. So you see the finish was aggressive through the ball, and I hit that ball too hard. So I would have to start over and go back to a new ball. But I'm going to make a shorter backstroke with the same amount of energy going forward, and now the ball went into the 3-foot circle. Now what this is doing is building a reference for the golf course. When I get out on the course and I have a putt of 50 feet, I now have a reference. That's why I also do it uphill and downhill, because when we get out on the course, we need to have something to refer back to from our practice to help us get these putts close. Then I move up to 40 feet. The energy level going forward is the same, just as hard as I possibly can, but I shorten the backstroke. Now, I'm not trying to make this, I'm trying to just get it to creep into that 3-foot circle, and it got just past those tees. I put those tees there as a visual reference for me to know if the ball got into the circle. Now, 40 feet isn't so tough, not nearly as tough as 60 feet. So I'll move all the way back here now. I'm going to have to use a little bit more backstroke, obviously, but the same effort level. So the only variable is how far back I stroke. It's important to know that downhill putts are 3-putted 3 times more often than uphill putts. So let's spend a little bit more time refining our feel and our touch on the lag drill downhill. Now again, this is building a reference for me when I get out on the golf course. I now have a feel of what a 60-foot stroke feels like. And by eliminating one of the variables, which is how hard should I go through the ball, and making it a constant, all I have to do is adjust the backstroke. And because those got in, I would just finish up here now on the 50-footer. I would drop the 10th ball. And that would also be another way where I work on pressure, because this would be my last putt. I would want desperately to get this one in so I didn't have to start all over again.